If you're like me, you've probably wondered, am I crazy? Like, is it crazy to talk to yourself? Am I crazy because I sit down to pee in the dark and then after I'm done, I sit for hours on end contemplating life? You know, stuff like that. So for the next 6 hours, I'm going to spend my time with a psychologist who's going to assess me.
After spending several hours with Peter, I think I have enough information.
Create a formulation on whether or not I'm crazy.
Okay, I am a therapist practicing for 15 years. I've agreed to be on film as a therapist that has experience working in hospitals, family health teams, federal prison, and I'm excited and happy to be part of Peter's vision. To begin with, I was hoping that you could maybe provide a little bit more information about your upbringing. And so I want to start off with, could you describe what your relationship was like with your older brother? You think you mentioned he's 2 years older than you?
Yeah.
Okay.
2 years.
Yeah. What was that? What's your relationship like with him?
He's pretty normal. I look up to him. He's like a role model. He helps me with everything I need help with. He's like a guide, a good, like a movie style older brother. He's always there for you. He's always giving you advice, helping you out when you need it.
Growing up together, he spent time with you? Were you two playmates and friends?
No, we fought a lot.
Fought a lot.
Yeah, we didn't like each other because I would always want to hang out with his friends, but he'd always say no because he was like older and cooler or whatever. So yeah, we didn't grow up friends.
Are you friends currently?
Yeah, now we're friends.
Yeah. Well, when did that change for you?
18, maybe 17. He started hanging out with some of my friends.
Mm-hmm. Do you wish that you had a closer relationship with your brother growing up?
I think what happened was like supposed to happen. I think if we were closer when we were kids, we wouldn't have been closer now.
Oh.
I think we would have kind of grew apart.
I'm curious about your father. He's here?
Yeah.
What kind of profession is he in?
He was an engineer.
He was an engineer. Interesting. And so are you?
Well, I went to school for it, but I'm not practicing.
Right. How would you describe your dad's personality currently?
Opinionated, strong, and he's smart. Like he's the smartest man I know. He can figure out how to do something just by watching a video and studying it for a couple of days, and then he'll do it.
What was he like when you were growing up?
He was a lot more strict, as any conservative Arabic parent. Don't yell too loud, don't be too crazy.
Did you enjoy spending time with your mom growing up?
Yeah. Yeah, she was cool. She was fun. She would play with us, and she'd she really suffered because when we first got here, my dad was trying to look for a job. So he would take the car, so she would have to spend the whole day with us, just riding the bus, going to the mall, walking around, stuff like that.
What kinds of things did you enjoy when you were younger?
Playing outside, playing sports, basketball with my friends. I played a lot with bugs. This is gonna sound weird, but I used to catch these flies or these daddy long legs.
Yeah.
Those easy to catch bugs with long legs, and I'd put them into a water bottle, and I'd shake the water bottle a little bit, or sometimes I'd rip the wings off of flies and put them in the water bottle and just keep them there. Played video games a lot.
Oh, okay. Why do you suppose you took the insects apart, given that it can't be reassembled?
Honestly, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie though, some part of me kind of was just curious to see what the bugs would do, or what the insects would do, or the flies. How would they live without wings? How's that possible?
So you're curious about their behavior?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's interesting. You like taking things apart. You also like putting things back together. You're curious, sort of creating your own science experiments. That if I remove an aspect of this bug's anatomy, well, I wonder what will happen.
Yeah.
Think you ever enjoyed inflicting pain on insects?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably with like the flames, like the
Right.
flamethrower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it sounds like there's a few different reasons. It's not the one singular reason, but multiple reasons that appeal to you.
Yeah. I would say multiple.
Yeah. Okay. So I also understand that you've had some bouts where your mood has fluctuated.
Yeah.
Can you tell me the first time that you hit a major low in your life?
Probably like 2 years into 2022.
Okay.
I kind of felt like everything I was working towards wasn't really working. It was failure after failure after failure. And this was in 2022. So when I started doing this filming stuff and creating stuff, I felt like it was just I was on my own. So I had to learn everything on my own, do everything by myself. So I didn't really have an outlet to ask for help. So I would just be at home, learning, editing, creating stuff, and I wouldn't leave the house. I think I didn't see my friends for like months, for a couple months, because I was just working on stuff. I was trying to create stuff. I was trying to come up with ideas. So yeah, I just really I felt like I was just alone. I was just lonely. So that was like when I kind of hit like my downward.
So it started off with you being ambitious, like you
Yeah.
and then you sort of just ended up socially isolating yourself.
Yeah.
And not getting a good balance.
I don't think it's like I needed a balance. I think it's just I wasn't really mentally strong at that time. So I kind of crumbled a little.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what it was.
I see. When you say mentally strong, can you describe that a little bit more? What do you mean by that?
I think you have to understand your emotions. That they're emotions that you feel, but they're not definitive. They're not, I'm sad right now, so I must be depressed, it's diagnosed with depression. I think emotions are just temporary for a little bit, and then you need time to be logical about those emotions. So I think that's what mentally strong is. You have to really understand your emotions and how to deal with them, and understand that they're just temporary. And once you have the time to reflect on those emotions, you can kind of get down to the cause of why you're feeling that way. If that makes sense. I'd get into this moment of depression, or I wouldn't say depression, I would say sadness. Like I'd have the emotion of feeling sad, and I'd dig myself deeper into that emotion because it felt good. Like listening to a sad song or watching a sad movie, stuff like that.
Yeah, they say that misery loves company that's miserable. So sounds like you were very gravitated towards other things that had sad themes, because that's how you were feeling.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't want to break out of it. I was comfortable there. So that's what just made it worse.
I want to talk about anxiety. Would you say that you have anxiety currently? Are you an anxious person? How would you self-describe yourself?
No, not anxious. But I used to have social anxiety, I guess, when I was a kid, when I was younger, teenager. I couldn't really talk to anybody. Like, I couldn't ask. The one fondest memory I have is when we were at Mandarin with my friends, and I asked my brother to ask the waiter to get me more water because I didn't want to, because I was too scared to ask.
What were you scared of?
I don't know. I just wasn't I think maybe it was because I was being a nuisance. Like I'm troubling her for more water. I think that's the only thing I could kind of think of.
Yeah. So you don't want to inconvenience anyone.
Yes, that's what it is. I mean, even now, before this, when I was setting this whole camera stuff up, I don't know if you could tell, but I was rushing and I was kind of like bugging out because I'm inconveniencing you because I'm wasting your time setting this all up. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's a very good example.
Yeah.
You were rushing around, even hit your head on this low light for
a lot of, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And one of the things that also came up was low trust in other people. Can you say a little bit more about your mistrust of others?
Why would I trust people? For what?
Mm-hmm.
People say and do things for you or to you just for their own gain or personal satisfaction. I don't think, like, I can guarantee 90% of people in this world aren't honest with themselves. So how are they going to be honest with other people?
And interestingly, we talked about your one of your previous girlfriends and said that you were cold.
Yeah.
Testing showed that you were cold.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
You could, be not warm or empathetic per se when other people are may want it or need it from you, and so that might be cold.
Okay.
What would you say are your favorite qualities about yourself? Any qualities about yourself that you dislike?
You know, I have a lot of thoughts in my head that are constantly running through my head that I don't like. I hate how much I think and about useless stuff, or like stuff that doesn't even matter.
What's an example of something useless?
Like if I'm driving and I'm at a red light and I look to my left and I see someone, I always think, I'm like, you know, what is their life like? What are they going through right now? Where are they going? What are they gonna do with their next hour? Like, why does that matter to me? Who gives a shit? Like, worry about your own life, dude. Or like,
so you're very curious about perspectives of other people or even other species.
Yeah. I mean, those are just examples, but
yeah,
you know, I don't understand what's wrong with me. Like, I know what I should be doing. I know how I should be thinking, but I just don't do it.
In terms of doing, you're doing what you want to be doing. You're doing what you love. You're trying to make this impact.
Yeah.
It sounds to me that it's sort of the way that you're thinking about what it is that you're doing, and sometimes your thoughts are not always aligned with your goals, and then you think that why am I this way? Why am I going to think thoughts that are
not sometimes, all the time.
And you even said at the beginning that you want to know, am I normal?
Yeah.
Said that half jokingly, but probably there's a lot of truth to it.
Yeah. No, I think a lot of people would question and ask themselves, you know, am I normal? Are these normal thoughts? Are these normal situations? So,
was there anything else that you think that would be important for me to provide a formulation that we never got to?
No. I think that's it.
Thank you, Peter. I will put together my thoughts and share them.
So, do you want me to leave the room?
Oh, yes. That would be helpful.
And you'll just call me back when
I will. Yeah, I'll invite you back in.
Okay, great.
Okay, after spending several hours with Peter, I think I have enough information. Peter takes a lot of risks. He's a sensation seeker. This has been evidenced by a lot of the experiments that he does downtown. This very experiment that we're doing here on camera, he's looking for new adventures, and that this is part and parcel to his character. Very social and very experience driven. I think another piece is that he's very self-focused on whether he's okay or whether he's normal. And this is a preoccupation for Peter, almost in some level of hyperfixation of these thoughts. Am I okay? Am I normal? And this has popped up and resurfaced throughout our conversation. It's interesting to me that he's internalized so much of his father, who was punitive, critical, focused on productivity, and that he thinks that having wandering thoughts is a bad thing. So Peter's very quick to self-criticize, which I think is related to why he might feel the lows. If he's feeling like he's not enough, this is associated with self-esteem, self-confidence, but predominantly self-doubt, unsure that what he's doing is the best thing or the right thing, or that it's, even with a lot of effort, it's always that I should be doing more. And I think that's a very tough way to live. I feel really bad for Peter, in the sense that this is what he has to experience moment to moment, day to day, questioning himself to do the right thing in terms of his values or his goals or aspirations. And anything that's less than him moving towards those aspirations is seen negatively. However, what I do think is impressive is that he has overcome the ability to talk to people and ask for things that he wants, that he can be very much a self-advocate and override certain tendencies that he might be predisposed to. In fact, he's very social and easy to get along with and relatable. My final thoughts about what I think of Peter based on the information provided to me. I think ultimately Peter will be quite successful in his endeavors, and I'm very happy for him, as he's quite ambitious and committed to seeing his goals through. Even if it doesn't work, Peter has shown time and time again that he can change directions, meaning he's very flexible, malleable, adaptable. And I think that is a recipe for something positive to come his way. Again, he self-disparages any kind of internal quality unless there's some kind of concrete, tangible metric of outcome. And unless that happens, it's almost like he cannot derive satisfaction or pride within what he's doing. So the goalpost keeps moving. Well, those are my thoughts, and thank you. And I hope you have a wonderful day, all of you that are watching this, and that you've taken away something may have resonated. We've demystified the process to the best of our abilities. Okay, take care.